how we went from this to this, or how to make your own DIY roof rack in a couple of simple steps. First of all, you need to take all the measurements: length, width, and the distance between the holes in your roof, which you will use for the new roof rack. We wanted to have an arch on our roof rack. Our first mistake was trying to draw arch on cardboard, which was too soft. What helped us was a compass and a styrofoam. Then, you simply draw a line following the line of the roof. You may need some practice, but it's definitely worth it. Make sure you roll your compass in duct tape so as not to scratch your car. If you want to make your own design, you will need someone to help you draw the project in a program. Or, if not, there is an easier way. You transfer the arch you drew onto the chosen material, set the borders and their height, and then cut it. But you won't be able to make the design like the one if you use the laser for cutting. These are all the parts which you will need to be able to mount the roof rack onto the car. There are 6 L profiles that will hold the roof rack and connect sides with the spacers. Make sure you make them a bit wider because you will use them to position roof rack onto the roof. Those are the spacers. You will need 12 of them. They connect the whole roof rack to the car roof. Try not to make them too wide because they won't fit in the roof, as you can see in the picture. First, you need to remove your current roof rack, which we did a long time ago. In the meantime, we just put these screws with silicone to protect us from the rain. Get everything cleaned. And make sure you use lots of silicone, otherwise water will get inside the car. Trust us. Now we are putting spacers with rubber at the bottom. Next part is to put everything in place. You can also use some power tools to make it easier. Just make sure you don't tighten them completely because there needs to be some flexibility when adding the sides. Now, it's time to install the sides. Don't screw them too tightly either, because you will need to be able to move them a bit when adding the other aluminum profiles to connect the sides. As you can see in this video, it feels a bit unequally bent. But as you keep on adding the profiles, the sides will straighten. Some power tools could be helpful in this part too. As you can see, this took us a while. We also used some glue to minimize the chances of bolts unscrewing. Coming up with a plan from our roof rack, installing and designing everything took up a lot of time, and that is one of the disadvantages of making a DIY roof rack. But, on the other hand, we could customize everything and it was less expensive than if we simply bought it. Considering that it was our first time doing something like this, And we are neither architects nor designers. We are pretty satisfied with how it turned out. We also added our logo design, which couldn't be possible otherwise. This is the final result. Now it's time for some tests to see if it will hold. As you can see, it's pretty safe up here. Oops! It's also windy. And now it's time for some real tests. And yeah, good enough. Now tell us, which brand of a rooftop tent should we look for?